My dear child, the atmosphere surrounding you is transforming in ways your partner never anticipated. The burden of their choices has become so overwhelming that they can no longer ignore it. They had believed they had an infinite supply of time, opportunities, and moments to wait for you.
Until fate held up a mirror, compelling them to confront the consequences of their negligence. Now they navigate life with a persistent dread that cannot be overlooked, the fear that someone else has claimed a place they once assumed was theirs by right. This anxiety is consuming them, bit by bit, moment by moment. A new realization is igniting within them, one they had hoped to avoid. They regret not cherishing this connection more profoundly, particularly after a recent incident that turned their entire world upside down. Someone spoke your name in their presence with a tone of genuine admiration and interest, and in that moment, their heart raced as if trying to escape its confines. They recognized that they were not the sole person captivated by you, contemplating you, dreaming of you. Your radiance has grown to such an extent that even strangers find themselves attracted to your essence. This realization is unsettling, not because they wish for you to lack love, but because they now grasp the terrifying truth that they could lose you forever unless they awaken to reality. The universe has trapped them within a revelation from which there is no escape. You were never the one required to prove anything. They were. Now they recognize the depth of your care, the patience with which you waited, and the silent suffering endured while they dismissed your bond as something that could be resolved later. Yet that later has arrived too rapidly and with too much severity. They now stand amidst the rubble of their own indecision, grappling with the reality that the opportunity to mend what is broken is slipping away like grains of sand. They replay every instance in which you expressed your loyalty and understanding, every moment you supported them despite their unworthiness. These memories now feel like daggers piercing their heart, but the real tempest begins here. A confidant recently disclosed information that shattered their illusions. They learned that you have transformed, leveling up emotionally, spiritually, financially, and mentally. You are no longer the same person they once took for granted. This revelation has unleashed a pressure they never anticipated, a sensation akin to time slipping away. It feels as though the universe is whispering, "If you do not act now, you will lose them forever." Panic rises within them, regret stings their eyes, and an unfamiliar desperation seizes their spirit. For the first time, they are acutely aware of your absence, far more than they ever felt your presence. What they failed to foresee is this: karma is reordering their reality, and your silence resonates louder than their excuses. Your detachment unsettles them, your growth intimidates them, and your glow haunts them. Those around them are beginning to notice their restlessness, their distraction, and their emotional instability. Yet they remain unable to voice the truth, terrified to admit that the individual they once treated lightly now occupies their thoughts every second of every day. They regret not choosing you with clarity, not genuinely valuing you when given the chance, and they lament the illusion that you would always wait for them. Now they are the ones yearning for you, and they fear it is already too late. My dear child, something unimaginable transpired within the last 48 hours, an event that pushed your partner into an unforeseen spiral of self-awareness. A friend, someone perceptive, someone attuned to emotional shifts, looked them in the eye and simply stated, "You're losing them." That one sentence shattered the walls around their emotions. Their throat tightened, their heart raced, and for the first time, they grasped the terror of losing something irreplaceable. They now lament deeply and painfully that they did not take this connection seriously before the universe began to distance you from them. A peculiar ache follows them wherever they go. They attempt to work, yet your memory intrudes. They try to sleep, but visions of you awaken them. They pretend to be fine, yet their soul knows the truth. You were their turning point, their blessing, their missed opportunity, and this realization suffocates them. Yesterday, they overheard someone praise you, not casually, but with such admiration that it caused their stomach to drop. The notion that another is enchanted by you terrifies them. They never believed they could lose you, but now that threat looms larger than ever, and it is internally dismantling them. They replay every moment in which they misunderstood your heart, every occasion they dismissed your emotions, every instance they regarded your connection as a choice rather than a cherished gift. Now, the universe is compelling them to confront that guilt. They witness your rapid ascendancy and can no longer disregard your silence, which now bears a sharper weight than any words you could have spoken. They feel your energy distancing itself from them, and this frightens them more than anything they have ever known. The truth is stark. Your absence is more pronounced than your presence ever was, and now they comprehend what they have truly lost. Yet another unexpected twist awaits your audience. Someone recently posed a provocative question to your partner. Are you certain you were the only one they wanted? This inquiry struck them like a blow to the chest, stirring fears they had long tried to bury. Suddenly, they envisioned scenarios of you moving on, choosing someone more stable, emotionally available, someone who genuinely acknowledges your value. That fear is consuming them. They long to rewind time, to erase their hesitation, to revisit the moment when you offered your heart and make a different choice. But fate does not afford them that luxury, neither easily nor gently. At this moment, they observe you from a distance, feigning indifference, pretending they do not care, pretending they never needed you. But the truth, they are breaking. They are buckling under the weight of this realization. They pray for a sign, long for a miracle, and yearn for another chance to rectify what they have destroyed. They are terrified that someone out there could love you more profoundly than they ever did, that someone could cherish you the way you have always deserved. This anxiety is dragging them into an inescapable darkness. My dear child, tonight, something within your partner has finally snapped, not in anger, but in enlightenment. They were alone, mindlessly scrolling, seeking escape from the tempest brewing in their chest. Suddenly, they encountered something linked to you, your name, your image, your energy, and their entire universe came to a halt. Their breath hitched, their heart constricted, and a solitary truth struck them with the force of lightning. They are no longer part of the version of you that is rising. That acknowledgement unsettled them profoundly, compelling them to set down their phone due to trembling hands. A new fear has taken root within their soul, not the fear of losing you to another, but the fear that they have already lost you. They perceive an alteration in your aura, a shift so significant that even those who once overlooked your feelings cannot dismiss it any longer. They sense your distance, your silence, your soul withdrawing. Now they wish, with every heartbeat, that they had seized this connection when destiny placed it within their grasp. No matter their efforts, nothing can distract them from thoughts of you, neither friends, routines, nor pride. Every path leads back to you, Every breath whispers your name, and every regret underscores the moment they allowed you to walk away. An even more startling development unfolded. Someone confronted them about you, not to tease, not to gossip, but to challenge. Why did you let someone like that slip through your fingers? Those words struck them harder than any insult could. They did not defend themselves, for deep inside, they knew the truth. They recognized they failed to perceive your worth until life forced them to acknowledge it. They treated your loyalty as a convenience, not as the blessing it truly was. Every thought of you now brings a heaviness to their chest, a heaviness that whispers, "You lost more than you realize," but the twist runs deeper still. Your partner recently overheard a conversation that transformed everything. They were discussing you, not the previous version, but the rejuvenated, empowered, and radiant you. Encountering this discourse tensed every muscle in their body as they grasped that you have metamorphosed into someone they were never prepared for. They observe your ascendance, your self-assurance, your emotional fortitude, and this terrifies them, not because they do not wish for your success, but because they now feel unworthy of the person you have evolved into. They are haunted by a recurring vision of you smiling at another the way you once smiled at them. That image scorches them more than anything they have ever known, ruining their sleep, decimating their peace, and demolishing their ego. They strive to conceal their panic, yet inside they are crumbling. They wish they could flash back through time to invest their whole heart in you. They wish they had held on more tightly, chosen you boldly, rather than pretending their feelings were inconsequential. Now they fear that fate is punishing them by allowing another to take the role they were too frightened to embrace. The sensation resembles acceptance. Your absence no longer feels like retribution. Instead, it embodies liberation, a notion that terrifies them more than any emotion they have ever faced. With every heartbeat, they yearn for the choice they neglected to make, the choice to truly value this connection. The universe now reveals to them what life becomes when they are no longer emotionally accessible to you. They found themselves alone today, perusing old messages and reminiscing about laughter, conversations, and dreams shared with you. In that moment, those memories cut deep, not because of the events that transpired, but due to the opportunities that slipped away. They failed to appreciate you. They did not honor the bond you shared. They did not advocate for you in times of possibility. Now, their heart screams with regret, reminding them that they should have treasured the connection more fiercely and remained steadfast, recognizing the seriousness of your bond before destiny began to reshape without their consent. However, there emerged a startling revelation. Someone informed them that you are garnering attention from unexpected places. A stranger admires your essence. A friend acknowledges your strength. A coworker commends your radiance. Their breath quickens as they realize that others are now recognizing the qualities they previously overlooked. This realization slices through them, inciting fear not only of losing you, but of witnessing someone else provide the stability they failed to offer. A harrowing truth weighs heavily upon their chest. You no longer pursue them. You do not plead for their presence. This shift in your energy has upended their existence. They find themselves revisiting past instances where they failed to reciprocate your affection and recalling moments when they chose to walk away instead of embracing you. Now they seek the universe's mercy for a second chance, fully aware they do not deserve it. Regret has become their constant companion, shadowing them and whispering reminders of all they should have done, but failed to. Yet, fate still has a hand to play in their story. A conversation they overheard shattered their denial. Someone posed the question, what if they are meant for someone else now? And their world froze. Deep within, they sense the alteration. They perceive the universe guiding you to realms they cannot reach, indicative of a connection slipping from their grasp as time runs out. Now they dread that the narrative they long believed would circle back to them is concluding, uninvited. In an unforeseen moment, the universe confronted them with a revelation that pulled them from their complacency. Someone presented them with a glimpse of your current self, a photograph, a message, a reflection of your new energy. Upon seeing it, their world shattered, their breath caught, their thoughts halted, and a deluge of regret washed over them, sharp and unyielding. In that instant, they realized something profoundly unsettling. You have transformed from a figure of their past to a beacon of your own future. The ache within them intensified as they beheld this evolved version of you, stronger, brighter, and seemingly untouchable. Your previous silence, once a source of confusion, now evokes terror in them. Your distance, previously bothersome, has become a source of anguish. They lament not recognizing the gravity of this connection before destiny propelled you into a realm from which they cannot easily return. Your radiance, once merely captivating, now intimidates them, revealing a strength they previously underestimated. This acknowledgement suffocates them. Another troubling episode unfolded as someone close to them posed a haunting question that ignited their pride like wildfire. If you love them so much, why didn't you ever act like it? The weight of such a query rattled them. Their throat constricted, eyes stinging with unshed tears, desperate to justify themselves, yet paralyzed by the magnitude of their own failures. They are painfully aware of their shortcomings, their failure to recognize your worth, to nurture what destiny bestowed upon them. They are consumed by the fear that this connection, once brimming with potential, may be drifting past the point of no return. More revelations awaited them. They overheard your name mentioned again, this time accompanied by admiration, respect, and even desire. In that moment, their fear morphed into sheer panic. The very thought that someone else could appreciate your value, feel your energy, and stand beside you in ways they neglected to devastates them. Their hands turn cold, their heartbeat spirals into chaos. For the first time, they grapple with the desperation of potentially losing something they took for granted. Left to their thoughts, they are overwhelmed by the memories they cannot escape. The sound of your voice, the tenderness of your gaze, the times you reached out when they were unworthy, all haunt them. Those memories now serve as painful reminders of what you offered: love, stability, honesty, and a shared future. They cannot fathom their earlier folly in treating something so precious as replaceable. Yet, the chilling truth looms. You have firmly closed the door they carelessly neglected to open. The most disruptive realization they faced is that you are no longer pursuing them. You are not waiting, hoping, or hanging on to possibilities. This transformative energy has left them paralyzed, acutely aware of the widening chasm between you, which feels as vast as an ocean, ensnaring them in anguish. Each daybreak finds your name etched in their thoughts, while nightfall descends with regret. They replay every unvoiced sentiment, every missed opportunity, and every chance they wasted. Each thought of you echoes the same lament. I should have taken this seriously when I had the chance. This evening, destiny has thrust upon them an undeniable truth they can no longer evade. An unsettling event transpired. Someone casually mentioned your name in a room filled with people. Instead of playful banter or light-hearted comments, a silence followed, filled with admiration, respect, and curiosity. Upon hearing this, their body froze as an overwhelming fear surged within them. You are escalating into someone who captivates others in ways they never anticipated. Their previously concealed regret now overflows like a dam breached. They yearn with every fiber of their being for the connection they once dismissed, now realizing that every sign symbolizes a painful truth. They can no longer claim your heart as they once believed they could. The universe is elevating you, shielding you, shaping you into someone of immeasurable value, leaving them to watch this evolution helplessly. Earlier today, they stumbled upon something you shared or what a mutual acquaintance revealed. Perhaps it was an image, a moment, a testament to your growth, and upon seeing it, their hearts sank so violently they required a moment to regain their composure. They gazed at it in disbelief, overwhelmed with regret as they noted that the person before them bore no resemblance to the individual they had once underestimated. You have become resilient, poised, and self-assured, and this realization grips them with dread as they finally acknowledge that your brilliance was never meant to linger amidst their confusion. An overheard conversation exacerbated their turmoil. Someone commented, "You might be moving on emotionally," and that phrase shattered something deep within them. They felt their heartbeat accelerate, oxygen bravely escaping their lungs, as they recognized you might be offering the world a version of yourself that they no longer have access to. Images of you smiling while entwined with someone steady, someone who acknowledges your worth, relentlessly haunt them, breaking them from within. They returned home weighed down by a tumultuous blend of guilt and longing. They traced the lines of past neglect, the days they overlooked you, the glimpses of vulnerability they dismissed, the love they left unreciprocated. Each recollection serves as a haunting reminder of what they have lost. Now they regard your love as sacred, rare, and a destiny given to only a chosen few, one they allowed to slip away due to their own fears. Yet the universe saved the last, most piercing revelation for them. Someone conveyed that you are ascending in ways they cannot presently match, emotionally, spiritually, and mentally. This news shattered them further, instilling a sense that destiny is advancing without regard for them. They can sense your spirit soaring, your energy expanding, your inherent value shining brighter than it ever has, the anxiety that someone else might embrace and cherish you in ways they failed to haunt them fervently this night. They find themselves in sleepless contemplation, ruminating on one single refrain. Why didn't I take them seriously when I had the chance? This evening, destiny unveiled a truth of profound heaviness that clamped around their spirit with suffocating force. Someone they trust, known for their clarity and insight, looked into their eyes and articulated the words they dreaded most. You've lost your hold on them. This statement did not merely inflict pain. It obliterated something within them. Their chest constricted, vision blurred, and, for the first time, they grasped the extent of the damage wrought by their procrastination. They wish profoundly that they had honored this connection, as signs now abound, testament to a reality that deviates starkly from what they wished for. You have evolved beyond their expectations. You are no longer the one who waited, the one who sought clarity, or the soul that loved without recognition. Your silence is deliberate now. Your distance is purposeful. Your brilliance is blinding. This transformation has shaken their foundation in ways they struggle to articulate. Earlier today, they encountered a revelation they were ill-prepared for, a glimpse of your current energy, perhaps a photo or a comment manifested before them. In that moment, something shattered within. You did not appear despondent or locked in a state of longing for them. You emanated freedom, power, detached and elevated. Their pulse quickened, an insurmountable wave of panic crashing over them as they recognized that the timeline was shifting, and you were not glancing back. What rattled them most deeply was a conversation they overheard. Two individuals were discussing you, not in jest, but with genuine admiration. One remarked, "Anyone who gets them will be fortunate. They're rare." And your person froze, those words echoing within like thunder. In that moment, they realized that the world perceives your worth far more clearly than they ever did. This realization struck with such intensity that they had to distance themselves, hiding the storm brewing in their eyes. The depths of their regret engulfed them. It is not only their mishandling of your heart that grieves them, but the realization that they could lose you, a possibility they had never contemplated. They presumed that destiny would keep you anchored to them, regardless of their inconsistency, hopeful that you would perpetually await their attention, even in times when they failed to acknowledge you. Now, the truth burns relentlessly. You are no longer waiting for them. You have detached emotionally in ways that disorient them. The loss, the heartache they constructed themselves, has morphed into their most significant dread. They sit alone while the world slumbers, confronting the void of their choices, replaying each moment of neglect, every time they disregarded your emotions, and every opportunity they squandered. Their heart weighs heavy, their pulse falters, their eyes smart with the anguish of regret that could last a lifetime. They have come to understand not merely that they neglected the connection, but that they were careless with the very fabric of fate itself. Yet still, the universe imparted a final, unforgiving truth. Someone suggested that you are harmonizing with something greater, purer, aligned with your highest purpose. They grasp that they are no longer part of this alignment. That phrase cut through them like a blade, for they comprehend, at last, that this connection transformed them, and losing it may be the gravest error of their life. This evening, they are haunted by the question that repeats like an insistent echo. I should have loved them when my heart had the chance. God's sorrow resounds loudly because this message is consistently overlooked. This is not mere jest. A letter containing the startling details of your 55 million inheritance is on its way. Why do you continually turn away as I reach for your heart? Why do you pass by when my voice quivers, calling your name in the desolation of your solitude? I implore you not to disregard this once more. This transcends a simple message. It is my heart laid bare. A momentous breakthrough is approaching you, a divine inheritance uniquely designated for you. Yet you stride past it as if it holds no significance. You are mere steps away from a transformative blessing, and I, your God, am distressed by your continued neglect. Please comment Amen if your heart resonates with my plea. A heavenly letter, a divine mandate has already been inscribed in the courts of heaven, declaring your inheritance. This goes beyond mere monetary value. It encompasses breakthrough, healing, restoration, redemption, and the fulfillment of long-held promises. You have been included in something far beyond your comprehension, yet you persist in ignoring it, dismissing it as trivial. I earnestly urge you, do not skimp on this again. Remain. Hear my words, because the moment you turn away may cost you everything you've been yearning for. You may feel forsaken, eclipsed, or abandoned. However, I, the Lord your God, declare to you now that you have never left my sight. Even before you uttered a single request, I had already arranged your inheritance. Prior to any betrayal, I had ensured restoration. Before the affliction, I had already proclaimed healing. This 55 million is not simply financial. It signifies the weight of glory, the divine legacy, and the spiritual wealth I have prepared for you. Yes, there are tangible blessings connected to it as well, relationships, opportunities, and unexpected miracles, but you continuously overlook it as if unworthy. You are worthy because I have deemed you so. If your heart feels my cry, please like this video. The inheritance is already en route. This is not symbolic fluff. It represents a divine transaction taking place in the unseen realm, soon to manifest visibly. The letter is on its way, angels are mobilizing, and yet you keep bypassing it. How long will you disregard what your soul has been yearning for? How long will you pretend this does not affect you? You've been requesting signs, and this is your answer. You have been seeking confirmation, and this is it. Comment 11 if you believe in my words. I see your struggle with belief. I note the doubt lurking in your thoughts. Yet I also see your weary prayers at 3 a.m. I witness you reliving regrets, thinking you have missed your opportunity, but I assure you, you have not missed it. It is on its way. The delay you experienced is not denial, it is in preparation. Every tear you have shed has nourished the soil where your inheritance will flourish. However, if you continue to bypass it, you may miss the harvest that rightfully belongs to you. Do not allow weariness to blind you now. Do not permit fear to silence my voice. I need you to grasp something crucial. This immense inheritance is not a reward for your efforts. It is a result of my choice to bestow it upon you. Even before your birth, I appointed you. While others pursue fleeting fame, I have refined you through trials, preparing you to bear something sacred. You have never been forgotten. You have been temporarily hidden. The unveiling is upon us, but your heart must be receptive to accept it. You cannot continue ignoring my call and still expect the door to open. I do not wish to frighten you. I am earnestly calling out to awaken you. This is not a jest. You were created for more than mere survival. You were intended to lead and reign in my name. Yet you have lived like a pauper, unaware of the treasure within you. Your obedience is linked to generations. Your affirmative response has implications for nations. You may think this is solely about your own existence, your struggles, your breakthroughs, but it encompasses so much more. My sorrow arises from the fact that when you overlook this moment, you not only forfeit your blessing, but also disrupt the divine chain of miracles I have initiated through you. This is why it is paramount. This is why I persist in calling you back. The letter is not a whimsical tale. It is a combination of divine guidance, spiritual affirmation, and tangible manifestation. It will manifest as relationships, favor, opportunities, and healing in areas you had deemed beyond redemption. And it is imminent, but it demands your attention, your alignment, and your faith. Heaven cannot compel you to believe. That choice lies with you. Yet as your Father, I implore you. As your God, I weep. Will you open your eyes? Will you extend your hands? Or will you scroll away once more, only to lament later, why did I miss this? My dear child, you are not fashioned to live in confusion, spiritual destitution, merely crawling through life. You were designed to walk in power, embraced by grace, steeped in purpose. You were called to stand ablaze with passion and tranquility in your heart. However, the enemy has deceived you, convincing you that you are too late, too broken, too far adrift. He wants you to believe that this promise was never meant for you. but he is a liar. I have already enacted this decree. The blessing is in transit. Do not overlook this again. Comment 22 if you trust that I am directly addressing your heart now. Why are so many declaring that this CIA ritual has transformed their lives in just 7 seconds? This unveiled CIA practice is authentic and remarkably effective. A 7-second brainwave technique substantiated by 4 neuroscience laboratories is empowering ordinary people to ascend from poverty to abundance. Dream homes, vehicles, travel, the possibilities are at your fingertips. Yet this video could vanish from the internet at any time. Therefore, click the link in the description and comments now to access it before it disappears forever. You have wept for miracles. You have implored me to act. But when I respond, you dismiss my involvement, doubt my purpose, and postpone your acceptance. You perceive it merely as emotion. It is I, igniting your spirit because it is time. The inheritance represents not just what you will receive, but who you will become. And I am not urging you toward trivial pursuits. I am calling you to embody heaven within your soul and unleash glory in your vicinity. However, this can only occur if you cease to disregard what I am sending. You believe I am unaware of your exhaustion. You assume I do not recognize the battles you have fought that remain unseen by others. I have witnessed every isolated night, heard every unvoiced prayer, and shared in your heartbreak. I have been holding this letter, this blessing, this inheritance, awaiting your acknowledgement. But your mind has been cluttered and distracted. The world has conditioned you to dull the ache, to overlook the sacred, and to trivialize the supernatural. All the while your name has been inscribed upon this miracle, awaiting your claim. Yet I seek your heart, not merely your gaze. Comment 333 to affirm your belief that this is your moment. The inheritance signifies a return to your authentic self. You have lost sight of it due to life's hardships. The lies, trauma, and shattered dreams have obscured your vision. Yet I still perceive you as I created you, not as the world defines you, nor as your past attempts to label you. You are my child. You are noble. You are chosen. This 55 million inheritance, this tremendous outpouring is not solely for your benefit. It serves to restore you. It exists to demonstrate to the enemy that he lost the battle the moment you uttered my name. Each time you dismiss my voice, you hinder your own healing. Each time you turn away from the strong pull within your spirit, you slow the current that seeks to reach you. This is not punishment. It is my mercy pleading once more, because what lies ahead is too significant for half-hearted faith. I need you to believe again, not only in my blessings, but in my very presence. I have stood beside you through every trial, and I am not departing now. But I require you to stop perceiving my voice as mere noise and start regarding it as essential nourishment. This is not about fear, it is about awakening. The enemy endeavors to desensitize you, convincing you to view everything as just another video, another scroll, another chance to delay. However, this is the moment, this is the call. If you allow this opportunity to pass, you risk living your entire life on the brink of a breakthrough that you never seize. Yet, if you remain, if you listen, if you accept, you will witness the manifestations I have been orchestrating behind the scenes. You will find yourself in spaces where no one expected you to belong, carrying an authority that springs not from titles, but from the fire forged in adversity. You are not irreparably broken. You are not lagging too far behind. I, the Lord your God, restore the years that have been lost. I redeem time. I mend what appears dead. I resurrect what you have concealed. I do not require permission from your past to bless your future. All I ask is your surrender. All I seek is your affirmation. If you could only grasp what I have prepared for you, you would never ignore another call. You would collapse in awe, overwhelmed by the love that would ensure you claim what is rightfully yours. This inheritance is not merely something that is forthcoming. It is already in motion. You will sense it in your conversations, your dreams, in the unsolicited kindness from strangers, in doors that open without your effort. Nevertheless, you must acknowledge it. You must anticipate it because I cannot offer blessings to closed hands. I will never impose my love upon you, yet I will persist in my calls until your spirit stirs and responds, God, I am prepared. That moment is the threshold when the letter reaches you and a transformation unfolds. Comment 555 if your spirit is resonating with this message at this moment. I did not create you to settle for less. I designed you to thrive, suffused with glory and imbued with purpose in every breath. However, the world has conditioned you to accept mediocrity, persuading you that dreams are whimsical, that hope is a weakness, and that faith is impractical. Consequently, you have ceased to expect my movement. But I remain unchanged. I am the same God who parted the sea, silenced lions, and raised the dead. I assure you, I am still in the miracle business, and yours is next. This is not about fortune. It is about a sacred promise. I have established a covenant with you, and I do not renege on my commitments. You have outlived challenges that were intended to obliterate you and have withstood assaults you remained unaware of. This is not happenstance. This is divine protection, the evidence of your coverage. The inheritance is not an unexpected occurrence. It is the culmination of every prayer, seed, and act of faith, and it draws nearer than you realize. I understand the difficulty in believing after enduring disappointments. I recognize your trepidation in allowing hope to flourish once more. Do not allow your scars to deprive you of the desires that your soul yearns for. The message you seek is on its way, despite any doubts you may have harbored or the setbacks you may have faced. My mercy surpasses all obstacles, and my love resonates with greater intensity. I do not require perfection. I seek those who are willing to surrender. I need individuals who will cease their frantic pursuits and become open to receiving. You may question why the adversary attacks you with such fervor, particularly when you are on the verge of achieving something positive. This is not a mere coincidence. It stems from the immense potential you possess. Should you embrace the person you are designed to be, the forces of darkness would lose their grip. Your very existence poses a challenge, not due to your own strength, but due to the divine strength within you. I have entrusted you with a sacred inheritance, and every delay, every assault, every heartbreak has been aimed at making you relinquish it. Yet here you stand, which is testament enough that heaven remembers you. If you believe that I am still interceding on your behalf, please comment 777. Recently, a remarkable leak from the CIA has unveiled a 7-second ritual that is revolutionizing financial well-being. Supported by evidence from 4 neuroscience laboratories, this method is assisting ordinary individuals in overcoming debt and attracting significant wealth. Numerous people are now experiencing lives filled with homes, vehicles, and vacations, thanks to this breakthrough. However, this opportunity could vanish at any moment. Therefore, I urge you to follow the link provided in the description and comments before it is irrevocably removed. This letter, this inheritance, is not intended for a distant future. It is for the present, for this very moment. It transcends monetary gain or ephemeral possessions, encompassing tranquility that calms tempests, wisdom that confounds the learned, opportunities that remain unshattered, protection in adversity, miraculous healing, and relationships that mend what was once fractured. Favor comes wrapped in obedience, and you are on the brink of receiving it. You are so close that your spirit can sense it drawing near. The struggle has been intense because the reward is immense. The enemy wishes for you to trivialize this moment as yet another passing event, desiring for your heart to be hardened, your faith to be muted, and your hands to remain empty. Yet I call for you to stand resolutely once more. Even with trembling knees and tear-stained cheeks, stand firm. As you choose to believe again, you alter the atmosphere around you. You invite heavenly intervention into your circumstances. Things will begin to shift, not through your power, but because you have finally embraced what has always been rightfully yours. The inheritance has perpetually been a part of your narrative. That feeling of being different, of not conforming to the crowd, and of enduring battles others do not understand, is not indicative of a curse. Rather, it signifies you are marked. Those marked carry weight. They traverse through trials, and they rise empowered, possessing a strength that is genuine and unfeigned. You have been designated to manifest miracles and to bring heaven to earth. Only you can carry this legacy. I do not require your perfection. I require your willingness to surrender. Cease disqualifying yourself based on your past. I was fully aware of every misstep you would take, yet I still chose you. This embodies the essence of grace and the depth of my love. When you stop evading, when you finally allow me into your life, you will discover the profound lengths my mercy will go to usher you into a state of completeness. Your waiting has been long enough. It is now time for action. If you feel this turning point is significant, please comment 999. The inheritance is not merely about receiving, it is about becoming whole, joyful, and bold rather than shrinking in shame. This journey is one of transformation. I do not beckon you to pursue blessings. I invite you to carry my presence, for where my presence resides, scarcity cannot endure. In my dwelling, peace prevails, and when I arrive, every form of fear, sickness, anxiety, and shame must yield. Therefore, do not seek the inheritance solely for the gains it brings. Pursue it for the closeness it fosters between you and me. The urgency you feel is significant. Some of you stand at a crossroads, unable to recognize it. You are but one decision away, one step of faith from profound change. I am calling from the heavens. Do not allow distractions to steal this moment from you. Do not permit disappointment to overshadow your destiny. I remain here, extending to you what has always belonged to you. However, access to this bounty is granted only through faith. To reiterate, this is not a matter of worthiness. It pertains to my divine will. I brought this inheritance into existence for you before time began, not because of your perfection, but simply because you are mine. I foresaw the trials you would endure and the crown awaiting you on the other side. I recognized the individuals who would benefit from your breakthrough and could not allow them to be left behind. Such is the depth of my love for you, reflecting my unwavering belief in the potential I have instilled within you. You may have been traversing with the burden of unanswered prayers, pondering whether I had forgotten you, but I assure you, I have not forgotten. I have been reserving the rain for the opportune moment, and now the clouds are parting. The message you seek, the divine declaration from the heavens, is arriving in unexpected forms, in whispers, in acts of kindness from strangers, in long-awaited affirmations, and in the healing of things you believed would remain eternally fractured. However, if your eyes are closed or your spirit is unresponsive, you will miss it. For some, it may arrive as a career opportunity that unlocks unforeseen paths. For others, it may manifest as a miraculous healing devoid of medical explanation. Some will witness the restoration of family bonds previously deemed irreparable. Many will feel a fervor in their spirit rekindled to such an extent that they will begin to operate with a newfound authority. However, this cannot occur casually. The enemy has scrutinized your patterns. He knows how to divert your attention and lure you into complacency. But I am dismantling those barriers right now. I am disrupting your routine because I do not wish for you to merely feel inspired. I am calling you to action. It raises questions about the initial authenticity of our journey together, yet my presence has never wavered. I have been here all along, observing, anticipating, and cherishing you. My gaze has remained fixed on you. Even now, I stand alongside you, cradling the very aspirations you fervently seek. What you are about to enter is not the result of mere chance. It is the fulfillment of prayers you may have long forgotten. It is the answer to the nights filled with tears when you believed no one was listening. I heard every single word. I monitored each tear that fell and brought your requests into my safekeeping. Now I am transforming all of it into magnificence. This is not a mere coincidence. It is a divinely orchestrated moment. Your legacy is being unveiled because the time is ripe, not because every condition is ideal, but because I have decreed it would happen. When I speak, change occurs, so leave a comment with 555 if you feel this message resonates with your spirit. Allow me to clarify what this inheritance signifies. It extends beyond mere material provision, while I will indeed supply your needs. It transcends physical healing, though I will bring restoration. It goes beyond the opening of doors, for I will unlock them all. This inheritance is fundamentally about identity. It involves me returning to you all that the world attempted to take away: your joy, your tranquility, your voice, your purpose, and your passion. I am restoring everything in its entirety, not in fragments. You were never meant to merely survive. You were created to flourish in my presence. However, prolonged struggles may have dulled your sense of peace and burdened you with responsibilities, causing you to forget the essence of rest. Remember, I am not only God who blesses, I am God who bears burdens. Allow me to share this weight with you. Trust me to help you carry your burdens, and I will reveal to you the grace that flows abundantly and never runs dry. The forthcoming season will demand your faith rather than your strength. I do not ask you to solve every problem. I implore you to believe that I mean what I say. Trust that I am truthful. If I initiated a work within you, I will bring it to completion. You have not been overlooked, and this inheritance is not reserved for someone deemed more worthy. It is for you, because I inscribed your name upon it long before your existence. If you believe that God is faithful to his promises, comment 999. The adversary has employed every tactic to hinder this moment: confusion, distraction, anxiety, depression, and temptation, all aimed at numbing your heart. For he recognizes that once you embrace what is coming, your life will be profoundly altered. Your reception of this inheritance will transform the very atmosphere around you, rendering you a threat to darkness. That is why the enemy is afraid. You are awakening, you are hearing, and you are poised to affirm what he has sought to prevent you from achieving your entire life. This inheritance may reveal itself unexpectedly. It will not follow your anticipated course. Some of you may receive a surprising call that alters your path. Others will experience tranquility returning to previously chaotic areas of your life. Many will reconnect with those they thought were lost, while more will encounter unforeseen opportunities. Regardless of its outward form, understand this: it is me fulfilling my promise. You have endured, obeying even in hardship, worshiping through tears, and persevering when no one acknowledged your struggle. When no one recognized the burdens you bore, heaven was aware. I witnessed it all, and now I am honoring your steadfastness by multiplying what you have sown. I am elevating you from the brink of resignation. You believed you had to exist in survival mode, but I am calling you into an abundance. I do not merely wish to bless you. I desire to journey alongside you into the future. I want you to hear my voice at dawn and sense my peace amidst confusion. I seek to guide your choices, influence your relationships, and shape your plans. I wish to be at the heart of everything, not merely a refuge in times of turmoil. This is part of your inheritance, a profound intimacy with me that permeates every aspect of your existence. You do not need to plead for my intervention. I am already at work. You need not persuade me to bless you. My decision has already been made. What I require is your heart, your affirmation. This inheritance is not merely a gift. It is a mantle, and it brings with it a responsibility to lead, to love, to walk in grace, to forgive when it is challenging, and to speak life amidst despair. Yet, you shall not bear this alone. I will accompany you with each step. Could it be that a covert CIA brainwave technique holds the key to a life of luxury? Recent CIA findings have unveiled a startling brainwave method, allowing ordinary individuals to attract substantial wealth almost instantly. This 7-second ritual, validated by 4 neuroscience laboratories, is changing financial narratives, converting debts into dreams of splendid homes, vehicles, and luxurious vacations. If you are reading this, consider it fortuitous, as this information could be removed at any moment. Click the link in the description or comments to uncover the secret before it disappears. This inheritance is not a trivial gift. It is a declaration of your true identity. I am not presenting you with something arbitrary. I am restoring what has always belonged to you. You have traversed life, feeling as though you needed to fight for every fragment of peace, every spark of hope, and every moment of clarity. But now I am fighting on your behalf. I have consistently fought for you, and an abundant blessing, worth $55 million, of breakthroughs and healing is en route and cannot be obstructed. You have encountered trials, endured storms designed to shatter you, and had it been up to the enemy, this moment would escape you. Yet you are here because I have supported you through the difficult times when you felt unable to walk. I shielded you from unseen adversities. I have safeguarded this inheritance for you until your heart was primed to embrace it wholly. The time is now, neither next year nor someday, but right now. Comment Amen if you choose to believe that your moment has arrived. This transcends a simple moment of encouragement. It marks a pivotal point in your life. You have waited long, and the process has often been excruciating. Moments of anticipation have often led to disillusionment as circumstances seemed to collapse. However, let me assure you, what appeared as delays were actually alignments. I was not denying you. I was orchestrating circumstances. I was aligning the right individuals, timing, and events. Thus, when this inheritance manifests, it will fit perfectly into the life I have been reconstructing for you. Yes, reconstructing. Because whether you are aware or not, certain elements of your life needed dismantling, not for destruction, but for healing. Some things were never meant to endure, certain relationships were not destined for permanence, and some situations had to unravel as they obstructed the blessings I sought to bestow. I recognize the pain and the sense of injustice this may have caused, but my hands were at work, not to harm, but to rescue. The inheritance you receive will be accompanied by clarity, healing, and restoration. You will begin to discern the purpose behind the pain, grasp the protective nature of the delays, and feel peace return where confusion once reigned. This is what I meant when I said, I make all things new. My words were not exaggerated. They were meant for you specifically. Now, these promises are materializing in your life. Comment 1717 if you are transitioning from fear to faith. You have been trapped in cycles of overthinking, attempting to analyze, and awaiting a sign to validate what your spirit already comprehends. Here is your sign. This is your affirmation. I am clearly stating that what you have prayed for is on its way. However, you must cease allowing doubt to overshadow my voice. You must stop permitting your past to dictate your future. The trials you faced were real, yet so is the inheritance that approaches. It may manifest differently for each of you. Some will encounter financial breakthroughs, while others will finally find the healing they have long sought. Peace will return to your home, relationships, and mindset. Opportunities will arise where once only barriers existed. Nevertheless, all who receive this with genuine faith will be transformed, because this inheritance encompasses not just one aspect of your life, but entails a holistic transformation of your existence. You may find yourself pondering, why now? The response is simple: because you are prepared. Although you might not feel ready, I discern qualities in you that you may overlook. I see the growth in your heart, the depth in your spirit, and your readiness to receive blessings without them becoming burdens. You have been purified through suffering and fortified in silence. Thus I can now entrust you with more, not due to your perfection, but because you persevered, because you did not give up, and because you kept returning, even through pain. There is still time. Regardless of whether you've previously ignored my guidance, doubted my words, or felt too hurt to trust again, I remain here, persistently calling, offering, and inviting you to accept what is rightfully yours. I am the God of second chances, thirds, and fourths. I do not abandon my children, and I will not abandon you. This is the moment to open your heart anew, to believe once more, to hope once more. Yes, you have faced disappointment, but I am not disappointment. I am fulfillment. Yes, you have experienced hurt, but I am not hurt. I am healing. Yes, you have known fear, but I am not fear. I am peace. I embody all that you require. I am ushering you into a season where you will no longer need to pursue blessings. They will seek you out because you are aligned, awake, and affirming your acceptance. This letter will not arrive in the mail. It will materialize through moments like this, through the stirring of your heart, through the people I am about to introduce into your life, through conversations that will reaffirm what I have already spoken, and through divine timing that defies explanation. When it occurs, you will recognize it. You will remember this moment and declare, God told me. He prepared me for this. Your reception is not solely for your benefit. It unlocks opportunities for others as well. The choices you make henceforth, the faith you embrace, the obedience you embody, will reverberate throughout your circle. Children, friends, family, and strangers will recognize the light within you and be drawn to it. This is how powerful this is. That is why I have implored you to pay attention, for this matter extends beyond your individual life. It concerns your legacy.